Phil,
Kenny?
do you remember the old days when you guys would come in, but we just launched something with you, get it going, and then you come in and want to know how it's doing, where it was, and you have all this list of questions, and I give you the look of like, piss off because I don't have time to run around trying to figure all this stuff out. How many stores is it in? Well, it's supposed to be in this many, Phil. Kenny, I can't see it all in these stores. Phil, get your people, go and find out which stores it's in. Remember all those conversations where to get data on something just listed or just running, everything just took forever to get an answer. Everything.
And it was frustrating. All of it was frustrating because I'd be frustrated at you because you couldn't get me the answers I want. You'd be frustrated because you didn't understand why I just didn't throw more resources at this. But either way, neither of us ever got the answers that we ever wanted.
Exactly. Tons of paperwork, took forever. And by the time we got the data, who cared anyway? Well, you know what, Mr. Chang? Those days are over. Field Agent just launched Marketplace. You want to know what it is, Phil? Because I know you're dying to ask me. It's a self-serve platform where brands of any size can launch tasks on demand.
Okay. So I can test packaging, pricing. I check promotions to see if they're set up correctly.
Buddy, all of it. And super quick. You can do it within minutes. And you can target by location, demographics. You can get photos, feedback, and the data is in one easy peasy, easy to read dashboard. Super, super easy. Best part, no minimums, no setup fees. You pay for the data you collect, and that's it.
Perfect for small brands that we talk to all the time, sales team, marketers, anyone who needs quick, real-world insights. I like
True data now, not in a week, not in a month. If you're so inclined on a Friday afternoon like we are now, and you wanted to probably start it tomorrow or Sunday, guess what? You can do it. None of this 15-year delay, and before you know it, the world's turned over 3 times. Incredible.
If you're interested, check it out at www.fieldagentcanada.com/marketplace.
Hey, welcome to This Commerce Life, an unscripted podcast that focuses on the stories behind small and independent Canadian retail and Canadian CPG.
What we try and do is deliver or pull out the story of our guests and give them to you. You know, the good, the bad, the ugly of retail and CPG in Canada. We're filling a need because we think that retail is hard on the best of days, but it's also a wonderful, wonderful place to grow up and make your living.
We also think that the industry, nor the people that inadvertently find themselves in the industry, really understand the industry at all. They don't really understand what goes on behind the scenes.
So listen to us, Phil and Kenny. We'll unravel it for you. We'll give you the story. We'll give you the story behind the story.
Wow.
Okay, we're recording. Awesome. How are you guys?
Great. We're great. Thank you.
Awesome. I got to see Michelle earlier this summer.
Yeah.
That seems like a long time ago, eh?
I know. I think it was July.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
You know, it was something.
July was a long time ago.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's almost Thanksgiving. Can you imagine? We just started September, and I already feel like we're in October.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's nuts.
Did we just start? No. Oh, well, we're kind of halfway through.
12 days in.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
And then we'll
I
see
don't
you
know.
guys next week. Also.
Yeah. You'll see me
Well,
next
one of
week. Kenny is not coming next week.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
You
that's
guys
good.
are stuck with
Get to see
me.
one of two.
Yeah.
You get one. You get the nicer one. Just take it. That's all. I'm doing a sports card show, so I'm busy
Oh, in Canada or in?
in Vancouver.
Oh,
It's
fun.
sporting cards, right? Like baseball
yeah.
cards, hockey cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ask him about it. He's going to
Okay,
try
no,
and
I really
lure you
do.
in. He's going
I
to
love
try
it.
and lure you in. Next thing you know, your house will
Careful.
be full of trading cards of some sort.
We need an offline chat about the trading cards. Could you go to the show and do you have like a booth? Or is it like
Oh, yeah.
something?
I'm doing a show tomorrow, just an East fan, one table.
Yeah.
And the following weekend's a 3-day show, so it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And me and a buddy I bought the table. He just comes and helps me, which is kind of nice. At least I get company. I get people to watch, so I don't get shit ripped off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 3
Have
times a
you-
year with a big Langley show that I usually buy 2 or 3 tables.
Have you
That's
always
really
been
nice.
into trading
Yeah,
cards?
A lot more tables.
I've been collecting cards, watches, coins, paper money since I was a little kid.
Oh, a little Kenny.
A little one.
Little Kenny.
Like your little one, except
Yeah.
not a small.
Yeah.
Oh, the best.
So that's my weekend. So I wanted to do the show, but it was, and I think I told Phil, I said, we should save some money. It's a lot of money to fly, and it's just so much money for our little company. I don't want to do that to us. I think I should stay home.
Just taking one for the team.
Yeah.
Thank you. See, nice people do shit like that. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
we said Cor wasn't allowed to stay home.
No, we have to do we like to do all of our work in partners. So
So do we generally, except this one. I told Phil he could come up for the card show, but he didn't bite. So
Yeah.
When he talks cards, you just don't make eye contact, right? Because literally, otherwise, your house will be full of I'm sure there's a room in his house that you probably can't get into because he opens the door and all the cards fall out. I'm 100% sure that's what's happening.
I love that there's so many things in the world, like so many, I don't know, is it hobbies or just things that there's, as soon as you crack it open, it's like a whole world that you didn't even know
oh my God,
existed.
and it's massive.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin O'Leary just, kind of, I mean, it's been legitimate anyway, and I'm not a huge fan of Kevin O'Leary these days, but anyway, O'Leary him and two buddies bought like a $10 million, one of one.
Oh.
Yeah. And I think it was a Jordan Kobe autograph anyway, it was a one of one, spent a shit ton of money, but and because he buys watches too, which I also buy because they're usually, it's like art or anything like that. Those are typically different long-term plays. Gold is kind of boring, it's fine. But gold coin is fun, right? I mean, you can buy
gold, emerald, diamonds,
diamonds are
boring. I prefer to make my money in trading cards. So
I like that side too. I mean, I still do coins. I still buy watches. I still do paper money. I still do shit, but cards has been like a bit.
Yeah. And my mom has those little spoons and the thimbles. She collects those. Yeah.
My grandmother used to do that.
Pardon me?
My grandmother used to do that, like all the spoons from all the cities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's collecting.
They were hung all over the walls.
Yeah, that's like wall collecting. I like collecting that, basically I can turn it into other things.
Yeah.
And then now you guys and us, we're collecting wins by helping brands do awesome things. So
look at the digression. Look how she just does it. Just
transition. I like
transition so smooth. She's a smart cat.
But it's not. We want to find out what's happening. So for the audience, we have Michelle Prychidny on, and we have Koreann Webster. We love them both, and then I think we've talked to you both separately.
Yeah,
we've ever done one together, which is kind of cool. And then you guys are doing something new, right? So
yeah,
tell us,
yeah.
Tell us.
I think when you talk to us separately at the window of time since we've known each other that we weren't working together. Like it was
the
like
only
really,
window.
It was a really odd time. Yeah.
We waited. It was too much to have both of you at the same time. So we waited till you were apart, and then no, I'm just joking. But
yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? Like, what's going on in the kitchen? Like,
what is?
Okay, so in January we started Roadmap CPG. And so it is just Koreann and I taking all of our experience from the many, many years that we've been in the industry and kind of just helping. We like to deduce it to three things. So we're helping with strategic direction, we're helping get the fundamental tools in place. And then the third one is people, whether it's helping a brand like hire the right person at the right time. Or the other kind of novel thing we do, we're not fractional sales, but we'll come in and actually do behind the scenes work, like side by side with a founder. So kind of like a white label sales leadership, but not quite where you're like on the team as a fractional salesperson. Yeah. So helping basically emerging brands launch and scale. And so we have those three kind of things that we do. And then we also have three major areas that we help, whether they're just getting started or starting to gain traction, or kind of the companies we spent most of our time in is the rocket ship part where, you're maybe 10 million going to 50. That's so scaling, emerging, and like really taking off.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. We have obviously just sort of based on where our careers have been, but we have such a soft spot and passion for founders that are doing what they do. Like we just, obviously because we've sat beside them, and have been them essentially, but we just know how crazy it is and how hard it is and what a roller coaster it is, and just want to be able to help people see around the corner a little bit, like kind of say, I see you and we get it. And we can save a lot of that kind of like spinning of tires, if you want to use all the
or hitting
roadmap
the wall,
analogies
but
we
they
can,
don't see.
hitting the wall, or that feeling of like, we've seen this so many times too, like everyone wants to gather as much information. And so many times founders aren't from the CPG space. So they don't know the lingo. And there's all these, like, it's just all the simple stuff. Like even what's an MC? Why would I do a scan back or an MCB? Or should I get I saw your note, like the snip from your podcast about should I get a broker or when do I get a broker? And just all those questions that just come up every single time. Founders are just asking as many, like they're trying to gather as much information as possible. And so just being able to be kind of like we just want to be kind of like the calm and the tide of like, okay, this is how we would look at it. And then actually help them execute it is a big part of, we don't want to just say like, this is what you should do. Good luck. And kind of bring it back to the execution.
We see that all the, it's funny because yesterday we did this webinar for Export Navigator. And we were talking about, we talk about icebergs a lot. That idea of like, what's your retail and cost of goods, and then all the things that you don't see below the line that you have to factor for. And then we expanded the analogy yesterday, and I said, like, when you're an entrepreneur, you're like a kayaker and you're rowing up to an iceberg, so you don't worry about anything because you're this little boat. There's usually like one or two of you paddling, so you can get away from whatever it is, right? And then you get bigger, and all of a sudden you have a ship. It's not a boat, and you have a crew, and you worry about the hull, and you worry about what's under the water, and you worry more than you're excited. And I feel like, yeah, you guys are right there.
That's so
right?
good.
Like, oh shit, right?
Yeah.
I have a boat. Like, I didn't even staff for a sailboat. I staff for like a cruise ship, and now I have all these people that don't understand sales, or it's the same methodology, right? Like,
I don't think they realize how complicated we've made retail. I don't think most people think you make something. Obviously, the retailer wants it because it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Clearly, because I made it, right? And you're going to go in, and they're going to just love you to bits, and pitter patter. Away we go. We all make money, and they don't understand that there's a margin component, and then below the margin component is another chunk that feels as bad as the margin component, and then what's left over is maybe yours, but usually that's now red ink, not black ink.
Yeah.
Right, because they don't get it. I mean, people don't know that it's a beast, right? And it needs fuel, and it takes a lot of fuel.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like right now for us, it seems like working with brands where they started as D2C and have that coming and then are looking to launch into retail is a really good way to approach it, because in those early days, you're trying to keep as much of the company yourself before you raise. And we're finding that sometimes with a D2C model, you're able to self-fund a little bit further down the road so that your retail launch, you can, keep as much as you want in the beginning. So yeah, it's interesting because going from D2C business to a retail business, to your point, Kenny, that you think it's going to be at, like, that's difficult too, but this is a whole other level of
it's a whole different level, and most people don't. I mean, the premise of even yesterday is that if all you're thinking about is from the kitchen to the farmer's market, and that's as far as you've gotten, and you've priced accordingly, you are not ready for anything outside of what you just did. If you think that, okay, I'm going to end up 10 years from now, 2 days from now in Superstore, then price accordingly.
Yeah.
Get to the end at the beginning, because you cannot go uphill once you start. Downhill is easy. Price reductions, cost reductions, those are the easy ones. You can price reduce all day. No retailer is going to say no to a cost reduction. None.
Yeah.
Good luck getting a penny uphill.
Yeah. Well, yeah, these are all the lessons we learned over and over again. And it really is. I mean, not to totally simplify it, it's not just like as simple as giving everyone, it's not the same playbook for everybody, but ultimately there are those key foundational pieces that if you don't have it in place right at the beginning, you're fixing things like you just said. And so, yeah, like we love to we always start with we have to start from the beginning. Like, what is your pricing at? Are you ready? Okay, right now we're doing really great in natural. Awesome.
18.
Where are we going to be 6 years down the road when we
Right.
scale to club, if that's the
Or wherever
if
you
that's
want
the
to go.
goal?
Sure.
Yeah.
Or just
And
even
then,
a
like you said, all of the other
retailer,
things.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
cost, like then it becomes all the below again. What are the terms? 90 days to get paid, 30.
Yeah.
That's different impacts on cash flow, right? You
Yeah.
can't phone somebody and say, listen, I can't sell you more right now because I sold to London last week and they haven't paid me yet. As soon as London pays me, I'll take the money to build a product for you. Really, what kind of are you? I mean,
yeah. So like
Yeah,
as
it's
a
hard.
group, because we are all like both your company and our company, we're touching the same kind of stage and helping in slightly different ways. But what we're finding, and wanted to chat with you guys about it, is like the fundamental things that brands, let's say they're on their way, so maybe they're even a couple 100,000 in sales on their way to 5 million. Like some of the things that we're finding are challenging. Well, always is cash flow. It's like, right? It's so fascinating, and this is why we love this stage, is because it is so volatile. Like one thing goes wrong and you don't know how you're going to feed the business next week. And it seems to be like on the fundraising side getting more and more challenging for these brands. Like we said, if they can self-finance or debt finance and stuff, that would be great. But if you're going to raise money these days, you not only have to have like terrific growth trajectory, but you also have to have a positive EBITDA.
The thing is, because too long we focused on the sales. Again, if someone shows me how to bank sales, I would hug the person for life. I don't know how to bank sales. I would love to bank sales. All I bank is the spread.
Yeah.
And if the spread's shitty, guess what? It's shitty. Right? It's so to your point, Michelle, it's like undercapitalized kills it because you have no cash or you got no runway. And people need to understand profit and loss is different than cash flow. They're two different concepts. One just tells you if you made money. The other one tells us if you have money.
Yeah.
Right. You could make money, but not have any money. And then really, what does that mean? Well, you made money on paper, but again, did they pay you? Are they paying you on time? Like that's got nothing to do with what you have in the bank. So if you've got nothing in the bank and all you're waiting for is receivables turned into cash, like how do you function? Like you can't you can't phone buyers and say, I can't do this right now because I'm waiting for Koreann to pay me. Like, what are you doing, man? Are you in business or are you just still farting around?
I think
And it's hard for them to understand that because it's literally just basics, like just business basics. It's not so much looking to the end of packaging.
They struggle with just financial acumen, right? Like, because a lot of entrepreneurs, they kind of roll into it and go, look, like the bank account looks healthy. I'm all good, right? And I think, a lot of that, we've had. I'm filtering in my head, so I'm trying to make sure we don't reveal it. But like this week, we probably had 3 or 4 of these discussions, and one founder was kind of like, well, I have really good sales and I have really good margins, so I don't understand why an angel investor wouldn't. And we said, that's not to say they wouldn't, but the principles are the same. You actually have to have, like think of these entrepreneurs, you're struggling to get production done, to sell stuff, to ship stuff, to package it. You have to put equal effort on the other side to make sure all those documents are ready so that if and when you ever have a conversation, you're not even in the game yet because you can't prove that you've got all the things that even Kenny was talking about, right? So we've had those conversations. We're going, you're not ready, like, because you can tell me, but you can't show me on paper. So like basic concept for before you get to undercapitalized, overcapitalized, like all of those sort of things, perfect growth trajectory. They don't even know what it looks like yet on a piece of paper, right? Let alone actually have the conversation, right? Like all of those things are.
Well, even the making money part. Well, we made money. Well, how much did you make? And they look at a bank account and say, that's not.
No,
that's what I'm asking. Like, what's the margin like? What do you look like?
Yeah.
Like, is this an actual sustainable play, or not? It doesn't matter if it's not. I mean, not everything works in life. It's part of life. But if you catch us, like the 4 of us early, is you either get good odds of being okay, or maybe this isn't the right thing and you just iterate into something else or whatever. Like it's not.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's cash flow. Pricing is the other one we find
Pricing's always the
we're
one.
getting tripped up on. Yeah, but not planning those slight slopes early enough that if you do want to move from natural to another channel, then you're like, uh-oh, I don't have enough
Yeah.
margin or the right packaging or whatever to make this work. So that's the other one. That's a big watch out.
Yeah.
We talked to a brand this morning that'll come out on the podcast, but she had on her site, she's got an $18 retail and currently on sale for $12, but they're on Walmart.ca and .com for like $22, $23.
Mhm.
Right? And you're kind of going,
Mhm.
what? Like,
Mhm.
what just happened there? Right? Like, and then, we're talking about like potentially being in Nature's Emporium, Healthy Planet, right? Like put that in your
Yeah.
head and smoke it for a minute, right? So like the two of us are talking, and then like afterwards the two of us are talking, and we're curious, so we're exploring, and then the two of us stop because you're just going 18 to 12.
Yeah, I didn't understand the 18 to 12. Well, if you're 23 there, why aren't you 23 here?
Like
Mhm.
Well.ca and Nature, like where are we?
Is it different price lists? A whole bunch of different price lists?
No, same product.
Oh, same
Same
product.
product, like same product, just what?
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
don't think there's a lot of times people just don't understand. Well, they don't
Yeah.
understand even, well, just basic search. If you're a buyer, what do? You go, you bring something in. It's so easy now. It was easy then when I was buying. It's easier now. You hop online just to a couple sites, hit Amazon, hit hit Superstore, and maybe hit a local independent, just see what it looks like.
Yeah.
If the
Mhm.
retails are like this, like you're thinking, all right, clearly we have no plan here.
Well, our just repeated advice is always that, or I guess caution is that the only way to control or advise retail is based on the cost you're selling it to that retailer for.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the kind of the
That's
like
it.
1 + 1 = 2. I'm just
That's
curious
it.
on where Walmart, for example, might have purchased the
Well, I think
product.
this
Because
is probably .ca. I don't think it's in store. I think it's .ca.com, whatever.
yeah.
So
Both.
it's
.com,
controlled by obviously the vendor, but the vendor's probably thinking, well, I got to build in shipping. Like, do you know what I mean? There's all those other, and you're thinking it
Right.
doesn't matter. What you do is what will the market bear? That's your retail. I don't care. It just doesn't matter which retailer. Invoice cost should be invoice cost for everybody. I tell everybody, don't fool with it. Leave invoice cost. Walmart pays 10. Nature's Emporium pays 10.
Everybody
Healthy
pays
Planet
10.
pays 10.
Yeah.
How you
Yes.
deal with the back end money and what you're going to do later, I don't care. But if the invoice drops on a floor anywhere, everybody's invoice says 10. Everybody's.
Yes.
You don't end up with
Good
these debts
advice.
100 miles an hour.
Yes.
No, but that's often one of the first things that needs to be rectified is that
Yeah.
there's price lists all over the place. So
100%. If you want pallet deals, sure.
Mhm.
Why is Walmart paying 10? They buy a truckload.
Probably
Would you
need
like
to explain what a price list is first,
Oh,
and
good
then
luck.
you have to rectify all the price lists because they probably don't know they have.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
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 That's amazing though. Like I'm glad you're in this space. There's a lot of brands and
Oh, it's good.
they need help. They need
You guys
help.
have done this long enough too, right? So you get it.
Can we for anyone that doesn't know you guys,
I guess we know them,
do
right?
you
That's yeah.
mind
Mhm.
like
Who
a
are
little
you?
background for both? Like who are you guys? Like what the heck?
Why are you here?
You go first, Cor.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm Koreann, and I was lucky enough to literally fall into the natural health food space as a young 20-year-old, not knowing what I wanted to do with my life. And then I also happened to fall into a sales role, actually a demo role at Vega, which was my just first and lifetime of learning sales in the CPG space, but obviously in the realm of natural foods, which is just, just been such a perfect fit for me and something I've just had so much fun and learned so many people or met so many people. And one of them being my very dear friend, Michelle Prychidny, who I met at Vega. And she was my boss at the time and game changing for me. And then from there, we went to SmartSweets together, and we're a part of scaling SmartSweets really quickly. In under 3 years, that happened kind of into 18,000 doors across North America, I believe, in 3 years. So that was a big whirlwind. That was when I talked to you guys the last time.
Yeah.
Was halfway through that journey, I think.
Mm.
Yeah, and we've kind of already alluded to it, but through those two journeys, learning so much, I feel like salesperson, I've always been in the sales role, and sales for sure is, I guess, the bucket you put me into, but I feel like I'm more like a brand cheerleader, because just knowing that the way, selling things is ultimately you're really successful when you're passionate about what you're selling. And founders are just the most passionate about their products, and it's just like contagious. And so I've just loved that stage so much, of when they're just so in it and there's that momentum building. And so I really feel like my sweet spot is like taking care of those products and making sure they get where they need to go. Yeah. And so after SmartSweets, I guess essentially started dabbling in consulting and working with brands, like in the emerging stages of all different kinds and, different lengths of being a part. And so that was my first time in my career of working with multiple brands versus being totally entrenched in one, which has been really interesting and cool and a totally different take on it, but definitely saw the need for all of the things we've been talking about, that there's just repeated patterns and repeated pieces that are just those foundational tools that not everyone knows about. And so, yeah, I'll pass it over to you, Michelle, now, but ultimately I was doing that, and we have joined forces, but Michelle's done many other things since we parted ways at SmartSweets as well.
Yeah, so I'm Michelle Prychidny, and similar to Koreann, my career has been pretty much in the natural health space in US and Canada. And I went kind of to more mainstream CPG for a bit and felt like a fish out of water. So it was a really interesting experiment to know that this is my home and my people are here. And after all these years, you meet so many amazing people, and then to try to build a new network, it works, but it's not the same. Like, we've known each other for so many years now, and I think your network really is your net worth, and your heart. So anyway, after SmartSweets, I joined Ancient Nutrition, which is a US-based company, to help them launch into Canada. And so that was the first time doing that, because normally I help Canadian brands or work for Canadian brands launching into the US, which is a very difficult thing to do for a Canadian brand. Most don't make it. We were fortunate to be part of a few that really did well in the States. So we can talk more about that too. But yeah, Ancient Nutrition was a really cool experience, because it was setting up the entire operation for Canada, from finding the co-man to setting up the team, the e-com, the whole thing. So a really great lesson. And then during COVID, joined Midday Squares to work on retail sales for Canada. And then we launched that brand into the US during COVID, which is the most stressful thing I've ever done. Like, my whole career, that was the most stressful thing, because we had great momentum, but it was COVID. So grab and go was definitely on the decline, but then you're selling in the single serve grab and go bar, and trying to set up the network, but we did it. And it's, everyone probably has an eye on what they're doing, because it's just such a wild and fun product, and it's still growing. So kudos to that team. And then from there, went to work with Kraft Heinz company. So this is where I kind of left our industry.
Went off the reservation.
Yeah,
completely.
So it was the Kraft Heinz Knot company. So I worked for a joint venture between the Knot company and Kraft Heinz, and they brought those two companies together to harness the AI from the Knot company to make the Kraft Heinz products plant-based. And so it was really fascinating thesis to have, because you were able to iterate so quickly because this AI could take the original recipe, look for the ingredients within plant-based to make it have the same taste, texture, mouthfeel. And then the humans would taste it and be like, no, try again. And then it would just keep iterating. Anyway, it was fascinating. And then to be part of, because we did, as part of the joint venture, tap into both Notco and Kraft Heinz. So what an education. I mean, in this global like behemoth and how they operate. And so there I was responsible for launching these products into Canada. So the ones we iterated, and then food service for North America. So got to learn a lot about food service in that role. And then from there went to join Shelfgram, which you guys are fans of, which is now called StoreSite. They just did a rebrand, but joined Bram Warshawski and team to just as a growth lead to help grow that platform. And I know all four of us are huge fans of Shelfgram / StoreSite.
And Bram, mostly Bram. Bram and Shelfgram. StoreSite.
Yeah. But I feel handicapped not having that program on my computer now. Like I need to figure out a way to get it back because it's so valuable. So for anyone listening, StoreSite is the ability to look at planograms across the world, basically. Like they're in a bunch of different countries, but Canada, US primarily. And you can see if you're in crackers, you can see cracker planograms. You can see if you're in bread, you can see the bread. You can pull price audits. You could every week you're getting fresh planogram pictures across the country. So what a way to manage your business. I mean, it's so valuable.
What easier than flying around the country?
Yeah. Or back in my day, we literally had paper and we wrote it all down, then went home, put it in Excel to pull a price audit and send it to head office to be pulled together. Now you have a price audit
or you got 18,000 pictures like sideways, upside down, right? And then you had to try and figure out how to correlate the right pictures with the right stores.
Remember which store was which?
Yeah. And then we were acquired last summer by Field Agent, which is a crowdsourcing. Well, it was our crowdsourcing app at Shelfgram, but they do a lot of other amazing things for brands. And we were acquired. So then I was like, okay, I was out walking my dog, thinking and missing Koreann and knowing we could create something special together. So we went to New York City because you can't build a business from scratch without going to New York City first to figure out what you're going to build together.
Totally understand. The logic worked for me. I totally get that.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Penny, we haven't tested this theory. I think we need to test this and report
So
back.
much good shit comes out of New York City. When you're in New York City, it's a whole different mentality. You change your game.
I understand.
I love it.
Yeah, to help think big. So that was November. So November 4th, almost a year ago. And that's where we really sat down and put together the strategy for our business and just figured out, okay, how are we going to approach this? Put like some metrics in place for what do we need to create to be able to, live the lives that we need to contribute to our mortgage, et cetera, et cetera. And Roadmap CPG was born. But just to echo Core, I mean, this work is beyond fulfilling to be side by side with these founders and teams. Awesome. And I always said, like, people are like, why don't you build your own brand, like do your own thing? And I am not the one to come up with an idea. I just love being number two. So in this consulting role, we get to be the right hand to so many amazing people that do things I can't do. Like I don't know how to be a founder. I know how to be the support to a founder.
No, totally get it. Mm-hmm. I just like this pairing too. I think I've only known you as the two of you. I don't think I've ever known you as like one. It's like it's always this. We need a name,
like a one of those mixed up.
Well, seriously, like I think when I met you, I think I met you pretty much close to the same time, or I met Koreann because of you, but you because of something. Like it's always, you're kind of like, you need to be together like this. This is good.
I don't know the two of you together, so I'm kind of looking. Right? Because I met you separately, and Kenny's not exactly good at doing this, right? So then I met you separately. And I don't think I've ever had the chance to.
Yeah. And that's all I see. I see them together. Yeah, this makes
I'm
sense.
kind of excited about this because you guys are kind of wonderful on your own already. So this will be whatever comes out of this will be amazing, I think.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
It's great having a partner too, because I don't know, it's like that 1 + 1 is 3. It really, you guys probably see it too, because so often I won't know the answer, but I'll say something silly and Core will be, oh, this is what we should do. Like just that building off of each other.
We do a lot of like, okay,
Really
wait,
get it.
just hear me out for a minute, but here's what I'm thinking, right? And then, but we wouldn't be here if there wasn't two of us. Like,
Mhm.
I
Oh.
don't think we could do what we
Except
do.
we're not a 1 + 1 + 3. We usually tell people together we make almost a decent 1.
Yes.
You guys make a 3. It's like a whole different
Yeah.
world. Like to us,
Yeah.
like, okay, you're total rock stars because we just make a good 1.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. So
Oh.
excited about next week too. I love the CHFA Now conferences just to see,
It's more family.
Let's go.
yeah, family
Yeah.
and family first, and then the
Yeah.
business.
Yeah, that's why I always like going. Right.
What okay, so what do you guys like? So we do have lots of brands and folks that listen that do need help. What stage of company and what kinds of companies kind of fit best with you or could benefit the most?
What's the
from
sweet
what
spot?
You guys do? Yeah.
Well, the sweet spot Michelle kind of alluded to is, and probably the majority of clients we've been working with so far have been clients that do have momentum on D2C, that are exploring retail or are already in it, that they're either realizing or they're just, being proactive, and they know that they need a little bit of help and support to make sure that they're set up for success.
Okay.
The way we have kind of formatted the kind of offerings is we look at it building, scaling, and accelerating. So the sweet spot really is someone who's just looking for support. So we can take it from like if you're literally just entering retail, or you've hit that point kind of like where you said you're moving from the kayak to the small ship or the big ship, whatever that is, and they're just not quite sure, or you can feel your tires spinning out. Or like I said, being proactive and knowing that they kind of need to take a step back and re-look at things. We really, obviously it always goes back to the basics. So we're still having the same conversations like, do you have a forecast? How have you built the forecast? Is the forecast built on what you want to have happen? Or is it built on from the bottom up, looking at it from a retail level? Right. And does that include trade spend? Do you have a channel strategy? Like really, it doesn't take that much time to do those things, but it's really just being intentional and thinking through, where is your consumer? Where are you having success? And then is that what we're focusing on? Because, starting to go on a tangent, but a lot of what happens for founders is you get momentum and you want to keep that growth going, but you're getting opportunities kind of all over the place. And so it is this ping, 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 ping. And maybe you're not quite ready for that, or your pricing model is not set up because people tend to want to say yes to everything because you want to build your business. But we're very all about wanting to help them be intentional with what we're saying yes to and what we're saying no thank you to. So we have all the processes that we would bring everybody through. And a lot of times we'll find if you're at a certain stage, maybe they have a really strong forecast and that's not something we're helping with, but it's bringing it kind of back to what is the strategy to move you from this level to, accelerating into the growth that they're looking for. But then on top of that, I mean, it's also, do you just have a fire to put out? Do you need help with a retailer deck? Like, have you emailed, Pattison Food Group 7 times and you got a response that seemed really enthusiastic, but you haven't heard from them in 6 months? Like just literally anything. And we will help you fight through that.
Yes. All of them. Yes.
Yeah, they're all yeses. They're all yeses.
Wow.
Yeah. The other thing that we feel like a lot of the brands that we're working with needed is a way to bring the team together as far as the strategic goals. So we have a quarterly goals setting process that we've kind of reimagined since our early days. And kind of, it's the one thing that, or I guess we have two things. So two things that we'd always want to make sure a company has. So it's this really amazing forecasting, trade spend, revenue tool. And then we have this quarterly goal setting process that is super simple, but so powerful, because it would start with the founder. He or she would set their goals, and then it just flows into the rest of the organization, whether that's one more person or 5 more people, or down to as big as a 50-person team. But that quarterly goal setting was so simple and so powerful that we encourage people to use it. And that takes a lot of our elbow grease, because everyone's so busy. And then it's like, when am I going to find time to do this? So it's us applying our rigor to them, so that, it's like, okay, it's the first week of the month. Did you do your review? Okay, it's the last week of the quarter. You have to set up your new quarterly goals, and just like being on them until it becomes a habit for the organization. But extremely powerful, and it can be very high level to start, and then get really detailed as far as a salesperson with an end cap, just promo out there being like, okay, this rep needs to get 20 end caps. And then the other thing we like is tying the bonus structure to quarterly for salespeople. So you can tie those, like, did you get 20 floor stands listed in these stores? That's directly tied to their comp. So
Right.
Yeah.
anyway.
And a big part of the tool too is, a lot of times those teams, like a founder-led team, they haven't necessarily led people before, or they haven't led sales teams. And so it's a way to help that person lead that person. I mean, it was incredibly helpful for me. I was at one point a new people manager, and I mean, you're in high growth companies, you have really great coaches and managers, and then you're also thrown into the fire. And so with tools like that, you are able to really have accountability between the report, like your direct reports and yourselves, for what are we doing, and the what are we doing should be and is tied to whatever strategy we're building at a higher level. So it really just, like, on any given Monday or Wednesday, when you're like, what am I doing, or what was that person supposed, like, if we're having as we should, regular check-ins, or making sure the business is moving forward, ultimately that's the goal. Those goals are really having everyone come back to that, to understand if we actually are doing what we said we were going to do.
Right.
I think it's
Yeah.
like, I think that it's so common for us to hear, folks that go, I need sales, so I've just hired somebody, and then you kind of come back, you give them some coaching, but you come back later and they're like, I think they're selling, so what are they doing?
Yeah.
Right? Like, well, I don't know what they do every day, right? Like they're out. I think they're on the road. I think they're, and you kind of, because entrepreneurs, they don't know when they sell, they kind of make their own list, but there's no regimen and there's no routine to it. So
Plus, you just don't know enough of the list matches. Like, what is what your list? What Koreann sees as the retailer. If I'm the founder, is that my list? Are those the people I want? You know what I mean? Like, if you don't have that structure from the top, like you're saying, if you don't have, you got to contain founders, because they're can be a little erratic and ADD at times, and like it's chaos. But if you can get them to hone in, then at least it does flow downhill. So everybody knows these are the people we're chasing. Why? Because this is the vision. This is sort of the mission. This is what we want to do. Right. And then everybody beats that drum. So when someone says, I'm going to go to Walmart, you're thinking, can you show me on the board where they would fit into this world? Because there's nothing there that says Walmart. Or it's Healthy Planet. It's the same thing. You're thinking, do you see anybody conventional or natural on this board? Why are we talking about them? What do you mean? It all has to sort of make sense. Ultimately, whatever you want, I don't care, but at least have some.
We had a brand that we started a conversation. They said, oh yeah, so we got this great opportunity from Winners. And we both went, okay, cool. And they're like, yeah, so, and then after this, we want to go high end. And we're like, sorry, hang on a second. Like, is it the same product?
The same brand?
Like, same brand, same. Oh, they're like, oh yeah. But we'll sell this one to Walmart or to Winners. And then we'll go, and we're going, there's no and then, right? Like, if you're
I view Winners as high end. Like Winners, Renfrew, same, right?
At 40% discount, like where are you going
Oh,
at?
guys, it's a discounter. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
putting your shit in Superstore and Walmart and then wanting to fly into Whole Foods the next minute and be $12 higher.
Mhm.
I mean, you can do anything you want. It's up to you. Light it up, but have a plan, have a channel strategy, have a customer strategy, like figure it out.
Totally. Well, we've been in the place so many times, like, as a sales leader, it is on you. Obviously, it's a collective effort from the entire team, but it's on you to go find that dollar, and you're accountable to it. And
Absolutely.
so for us, we can't just make it up. Like it's really hard to understand, like other, I don't know how anyone else operates, but we know the tools that have worked for us. And without those tools, I would feel like I was out of control if I didn't have a plan. And that is the thing, like, you get to the point and you're like, hey, it's September 12th and we're at 20% of what we just said we were going to do for September. And that's an awful feeling.
Yeah, sure.
It's an awful feeling.
Well,
like, and go get it. So you can't dial for dollars like that.
Yeah.
No.
Doesn't, I mean, it used to kind of work, but it doesn't really work anymore.
Doesn't work
so
anymore.
with the plan and the goal program and the forecast that gets built out, that is driven by really thoughtful, like retailer by retailer, or at least channel by channel or distributor by distributor forecast, where the numbers are going to come from. And then your goals help you understand that in Q1, because of this work we put into building this forecast, I know that this is the target. So then you work for 6 months to go get that number, so that it starts to actually come in September. But if you don't have it, I mean, this is just really, I will always feel like a brand new salesperson. Like, I don't know how to get it without that kind of plan. So we're trying to help people build the plan.
Yeah. I mean, to be very clear, I don't think you can get it without that plan. I know people don't like the plan sometimes, and it sounds like work, and it's that it's all we talked about. That's all foundational to me. If you don't spend the time there, by the time you get to $20 million, it's too late in a lot of ways. I don't know what the hell you've done. Like, you could have, there's only a half dozen channels, but the way you've set up, there's 800. Like, no, I don't even want, what do you want me to do with this? Like,
well, and you can have some lucky wins too. Like, you can,
that's
you
awesome.
can go, and also we've worked, there's really awesome moments where retailers are coming in and it's happening. And so you think that's going to continue, but the reality is you still have to be seeding everything well in advance. Like, you can't just make things happen overnight. And so, that it's just it's necessary. The luck runs out at one point.
Or it bites you in the end.
The magical sales.
Yeah, or it bites you in the end. So you pick up the Costco and then you're thinking, well, we don't have money to do this. Like, now what? What you said, yes, we're going, eh?
The other thing that when you were saying there's 800 things all over the place, it made me think of when we're setting up this revenue trade spend tracker with brands too, is getting the SKU hierarchy set up now, because you can see it's already, like, even if you're sub $1 million, it can get so messy. So getting that SKU hierarchy now normalized, so for every channel it's called the same thing, so then when you do your reporting, it'll flow so much easier. I feel like that's such a powerful thing, but such a small thing. But because we've been working on some things where the SKU hierarchy is not flowing, and it costs more on the other end for the accountant to try to figure it out and then build all the back end stuff to have it flow. So
yeah,
I like that. You're thinking about things that, honestly, these entrepreneurs, they're not thinking about it. Wouldn't really occur to them to even.
They don't even know what to think about.
Housekeeping, right? Like, things that are critically important, but it's almost like you're rebuilding so that when they're ready to go, they'll realize what's been done for them, right? So I think that's amazing.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah. And another piece of it that we've been doing a lot of too, and these are all the fun things, like, we plan to do it, but you actually can really see it come together. Like, that is a really helpful piece of the pie, is hiring support. So, it's founder-led brands. It's usually a 1 or 2 person show, and then comes the time to, maybe they have brokers, maybe they have merchandising support already, awesome distributor reps, whatever it may be, but it's come the time to hire an internal salesperson. And so we just love designing that role for that company, and then Michelle and I essentially can be kind of like that white label sales leadership. So brands sort of have the opportunity to maybe hire someone scrappier. So you don't need to necessarily hire full-time VP sales or director sales right out of the gate. And we can help kind of, we find the most coachable person and bring them through that role. So they're able to hire someone that's more within their budget at the time with all of the key pieces that we know are really critical for them to be successful. So
Right.
as much hand holding as they need or want, but we kind of take them through like the interview process. Obviously they have to be a part of that to make sure it's a really awesome culture fit, but being able to just be support to make sure that the technical side is there, or the coachable side is there, and then bring them through the onboarding process. Like we have an onboarding process that we've built out, so it's really smooth for brands. So we can kind of take that weight for them, because that's the other thing, is that so much time goes into bringing people on board, and while everyone's still got a overly full day already, so we have been doing that, and then we write down to the goal program and implementing that, and helping get them on board with the weekly check-ins, or what does the monthly check-in look like, and implementing all the tools. So really being able to be hands-on, and then maybe our support changes, and then that team's functioning really well, and they've got all the foundational pieces, and then we're working more on kind of like the high level annual planning to take them to 2026 and 2027. So
Wow.
we found that to be a big part of it as
And
well.
don't you guys find we're talking here as experts, but I feel like I learn as much as I share with these founders, because often they're younger, or they just think differently. So I think that's such a cool part of being involved in something like this, is the learning that we get too. So you're imparting knowledge, but you're also learning so much along the way, which I think that is half the reason I get out of bed in the morning, is it's just always something new and different.
I'm the oldest of this group. I love working with the younger ones that way.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like working with my kids, because they're my kids' age for the most part. And it is different because they think differently. They react differently. The things that I'll watch them do and think, shit, I wouldn't even fucking thought
They
of that.
look at things differently.
I wouldn't even got there.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, that's pretty cool, man. Like, okay, you got to kind of contain it a little bit. Like, wow, I wouldn't have gotten there. Or if I would have, it would have been the luck one. I would have just banged into it. And then I had to be awake and remember that I had banged into it. And a lot of other complications that go with that.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. It's very cool. I mean, they're fun to work with. It's just, I like this whole group.
There's something about it gets in their way later, but like early stage founders and the like kind of single vision focus that they have is amazing to me.
Yes.
I love watching it, right? Like they draw inspiration from all sorts of weird places, and then they just go, right? And then the same thing that gets in their way later for a lot of them, right? In the beginning is like, they don't give a rat's ass what anybody else thinks.
They just go.
This is what makes it go, and this is what I'm going to keep doing, right? So at some point you go, okay, now you got to turn off those blinders and start listening, because you have a bigger team. But in the beginning, I think that's, to me, that's always
pretty cool,
right? Because you look at them and go, I would have never done it that way. I would have never thought about that. But oh gosh, that's amazing, right? Like, yeah. I think it's cool.
They do. You pull energy from them, right? It's just it's fun working with founders. I think that's probably why we all gravitate this, is because big corporate, it's just a cog. You're a cog in the wheel, and whatever. I mean, it's still cool because it's big, and I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I like when decisions, everything counts. Like every decision is something that really can do something.
I guess we're founders too. I mean, we all started our own thing, so we're just as crazy.
It's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, little loony, just a little.
Well, I think you have to be in CPG or retail. I think you have to have some serious challenges upstairs, because normal people would not do this industry. If they knew what this industry is really like, it is not. No.
I have because I spent a lot of time in big companies, and then I have had folks from big companies who have wandered into the space and then quickly exited the space. Like in the same way, so Michelle, I'm like you, I found my people. Like I did CPG for a long time.
I love it, right? Like, because there's a whole lot of like, we're big corporate and we wear blue suits and we can't talk to those guys because they're competition. You look at our industry and it's not that. It's family. It's we can compete, but talk to each other and be human beings. But I have seen lots and lots of kind of Fortune 500, Fortune 100 people go, this is Looney Tunes. I'm not doing this, right? Like,
It's the world.
Oh, yeah.
they don't
That's not a problem.
understand anything, right? Like all the things that we've talked about that the four of us are like, yes, we
Yeah.
have to be able to help them. We have to show them. A lot of these guys would run away and go like, what do you mean you don't like, why are you making anything? You're going, you have to start somewhere. Like you need to recognize that, right? As they start somewhere, it's our job to help them get to where they want to go, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
Yeah,
we didn't
that's a
do-
hard.
Yeah, simple example. Like, I don't know if this would cover it, but so in my experience, it was like I wasn't doing the deck right. I wasn't doing the formatting right. I wasn't putting the right things in for how it should be.
Mhm.
And maybe when you come back this way, it's like, oh, that's too standardized. That's too boring. Like it might be the challenge summarized there
I think
is
so.
Yeah.
used to process, and over here we definitely need process and stuff, but it also needs a heck of a lot of heart and creativity.
I think at the beginning, if you put the process of corporate in, it kills it.
Mhm.
You'll kill an entrepreneur if you come in with a J&J attitude on someone in that 1 million, 2 million. And I'm not saying they don't need to have that structure one day. You put it into the beginning. Why would you work in that? It's so confining. These people can't do that. Their minds don't work in boxes. They float. You have to
Mhm.
box them sooner or later because otherwise they'll.
Yeah. Well, if we didn't have, like, for lack of a better word, like all the amazing, crazy people that
You
do
need 'em.
this, we wouldn't have new, awesome products. And
Yeah,
that's
nothing.
that's what we love. Like, give us
Absolutely.
the new snack, like, I want all of it. I want everything that's
Me
new.
too.
And yeah, if we didn't have it, then if they didn't do it, then we wouldn't have it. And it's
We won't
definitely,
have it.
I mean, and then, the J&Js see that eventually, potentially, and want a piece of it as well. But there's a flow. Like, there's a reason why there's these people, and then it grows into that. And just to,
Yeah.
like, back to the point of the people, like, this is also a watch out. Or even like when we're interviewing people, a lot of times founders or people will say, oh, we've got to get the person with the most experience to come work with us. And it 99% of the time, it just isn't going to work, because those people are coming from a place where they have a trade marketing team, a shopper marketing team,
Yeah.
a data analyst, people to ask for help, when really that
Yeah.
role is you're doing it
You
yourself
are
and
that
building
role.
the deck, and you got to find the
Yeah.
data, and everything is,
Yeah.
it's an all hands on deck. So yeah, it's like there's a special moment in those brands. You need a special person. You need people that get it.
I
Yeah.
think another good example is that new brand Poo Perfect. Did you guys see him in Vancouver? It's called Poo Perfect. It's like a bright pink, it's like this color pink packaging with a rainbow and like a poo emoji with a workout. And it's a new take on fiber. And that would never pass go. That
Not
name,
in a
but I don't know. I feel like
million
it was
years.
great. He's new. I don't know him. I
Yeah.
hope to see him
You
again.
wouldn't even make the brainstorming table in a large corporate
Yeah.
because you wouldn't want to go that deep into brainstorming.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like again, whether it works or not, I don't care. But you need someone with that push and creativity to say, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try it. Okay, maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little too far out, or maybe it's not far enough. I don't know. But at least it's an attempt to do something different.
Yeah,
Right?
I love that.
Poo Perfect.
Too perfect.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I'll have to look it up. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
We love what you're doing. This is
I like it.
amazing.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Thanks.
then we would love it. Like, come back anytime. Because I feel like so one is we are in the same space. And I think there's so many brands to help that I think talking about it like this maybe helps as well, right? So I think maybe we plan on this, like every quarter.
I don't do it once a quarter even. Like we can
And
do
then
it.
talk
What's
and
going on?
let's
What's
see what's
new? What
going
are we
on.
finding?
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
a similar topic that
Yeah.
everybody seems to be doing this. I hate absolutes, but
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
and talk to it so that everybody listening doesn't do that anymore. Or
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
love that.
You know, like one of the ones that's going to come fast and furious, if you think of, you know, like probably about a month or 6 weeks ago, a whole chunk of brands got golden tickets from Walmart.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Remember that? Like, and like lots of amazing brands got that, right? And so the first thing that's going to come out of that in another couple of weeks, like they'll all be selling, and the questions will be, okay, this retail link thing, what the heck am I doing?
Right.
What do I do with this retail link thing? Like what is what sells with my item? And then how do I read a vendor
Mm.
scorecard? Like what the,
Mhm.
yeah, don't they tell me how I'm doing? Yes, they do.
Right.
Once you dig into the system,
Yes,
it
they
tells you everything you
do.
want to know.
Like I think once a quarter, one of the wholesalers that I work with, once a quarter, I do a tutorial on
Oh,
here's how you sign into Retail Link. It looks exactly
Nice.
the same as
When
I
was
did
it
it
last
last
time?
time, but let me show you how you get into your daily sales. Do you have a 52-week budget? And they're like, what's a 50? And you're like, oh.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
okay.
Awesome.
That sounds great. Yeah, we could pick a couple
Yes.
topics and go deeper
Yeah, we
in
love
that
it. We love it.
value. I
Yeah.
love
Well,
it.
you'd have to pick the topics. We just do ad lib. Like we just
Okay,
go
okay.
for
No
organizing
prep.
shit. That's you two.
No prep.
Yeah,
Michelle and I
we're
will prepare the topics.
Yeah, you guys can do everything.
Yeah.
We will
We're
put
not
together the
we may
PowerPoint
not stick to
presentation.
the plan. We may not stick to the plan. We may not ask questions.
We
you
know
figure
you
it out.
won't.
I mean,
Mhm.
just remember, it's our podcast. So I can do it.
Mhm.
Ultimately, I'm sure
Fine.
you'll end up controlling it, but bottom line, I'm going to stick with it's our podcast.
Good.
Yeah.
Love that.
Fair. Fair.
But you can do whatever you want. I don't really care.
This
It's
is
easy.
exactly what we were talking about in our industry. Like we just lift each other up, and that's the best.
The whole point of this.
Mhm.
That's why you do it. Someone's
Yeah.
got to help people.
Yeah.
You can't always be so self-centered and not trying to help. And there's a why not? It's fun.
It is.
Oh no, it's got to be the industry with actual genuine helpful people. Like I mean, even just back
Competitors
to
will help
SmartSweets.
you.
Totally. Oh God. Just everyone's like, oh,
normal.
I can help you with that. I can connect you
Well,
to
don't
that
do
person.
that. You should do this. You're looking. What?
Yeah.
Don't do it
Yeah.
like that. I did it like that. It was terrible.
I didn't work
right?
that
Like,
well. Well, don't talk to that one. Talk to this one. You think, all
Yeah.
right, okay, thank you.
Mhm.
I mean, the pie's big enough. There's a lot of room.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's not a big deal.
yeah.
No, totally.
Exciting.
Awesome.
Exciting.
Thanks for the time, guys. We appreciate
Yeah.
it.
It's so
Anytime.
great to see you.
Yes.
Anytime.
I will see you next week.
Yeah. See you
Yeah,
next
we'll see
week.
you. Good luck with your cards and your
Mhm.
trade show, and I hope you have a great time. And I hope you don't miss us too much next weekend. Okay.
I'm gonna hate to tell the three of you, like when I get into a card show, I don't give two shits about anything
Cool.
else.
That's
Like,
fine.
I'm right in, man, because I end up, I do old cards, right, like vintage. So I get all the old guys, and I will end up hearing the same stories I've heard the last 15
Mhm.
card shows again.
A little bit.
By the same people verbatim, to the point where I know the story.
Love it.
I can tell them, but they're going to tell me.
Hilarious.
I like that they're telling their stories.
I
that they're
remember
telling
that,
their
yes,
stories.
1958. I know you saw Koufax, and I know it was in Los Angeles, and I know it was the Dodgers playing the Angels. I do remember. I don't remember the score. Let's work on that. How about that side of the story now? Because I know the rest.
Hilarious.
I know you didn't like Mantle because he was a Yankee. I remember that too. It's all good.
Oh, so funny. The
The
best.
same industry, man. It's the same type of people. It's the same thing. It's very family. It's the same people all the time. And it's the same stories, but it's that coolness. And it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, you see people and you think, oh yeah, oh.
Hey.
Yeah.
I will miss you guys. I do like this. I like this together thing again.
Mhm.
Because
Yes.
again, when I see this, that this is like you're both on the same side of the screen for me.
Oh.
I'm used to this. Like that's how it's.
Yeah.
That's how
Who's
it's supposed to
on the
be.
side doesn't matter because at times you guys came in, different times and
Yeah.
Yeah.
different. But it was a lot of this is what I used to get.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I missed that. It was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Same.
I like it. My
Okay.
first time, and I like it. This
Yeah.
together.
It's cool.
Awesome.
All
You
right.
guys enjoy your day.
Enjoy the day.
You too.
I'll see you next week.
Okay, great. See you guys soon.
Bye,
See you
guys.
soon.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
What a delightful pair.
Oh, they're always wonderful. I just love those two. I love those two.
I like it. They're going to do some fantastic things in this space.
But they already do fantastic things in this space. They just
Sorry, yeah.
they've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And they're both just, I don't know, they're both really good. They've done different things, right? And they're just, I don't know, they're just good people.
Yeah.
This industry is full of good people, but these two are really good people.
Awesome. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, everybody.